Hi, this is your astrologer Kira, but today we won't talk about astrology at all, I don't care. Why? Because it was about, I don't know, 1 month ago when I went all the way to the cinema to watch the movie which is translated in for the Western world as Furious from 2017 Russian movie. I usually don't watch Russian movies, but I had to watch this one. And in original it is called Legend about Kolovrat or Legenda o Kolovratu, or in Russian Legenda o Kolovratu. So the legend about Kolovrat or Furious 2017, I will give you, if I can find it and include it in the description box, I will put the links for the trailer. This is the film I highly recommend for watching. Now why? When I went there, we were late in cinema, so we had to pick first or the second line of the chairs there to sit and watch the movie. So we picked the second line, and the screen was like this in front of us. And before the film started, we had to watch other trailers and commercials and so on, and we were making jokes. And then I saw the trailer for the American film Black Panther or something like that. This is high science fiction and black tribal myth with black prince who is fighting in any kind of way for, I don't know, something. This is all filled with the pride and defects and so, and I was like this, wow, like the spaceships will flew into my head because I was very close, and I said, God, we're going to watch this poor little Kolvrat right now when those black princes are showing their power and strength and everything they possess and beautiful bodies and so on. And I said, oh, we are going to waste 2 hours of our times watching this poor guy Kolvrat doing something. But then the film started, and the first 15 minutes I was so bored because the beginning of the story is so stupid for me, because my brain goes faster than the usual, and I knew what will happen later on. But starting from the 15th minute, I was wow. And this is the story. This is the legend, medieval legend, when Mongolian troops were going through Asia. They were conquering one by one city there, and in the city of Ryazan there was this young guy, Kolvrat, warrior of the local, how can I say, despot, not prince, but the duke or something like that. And he didn't manage to save town, but he managed to win in several battles with Mongolians. And this is the Russian answer on the film called 300, film which was related to the Sparta, and the film many guys loved so much. And the next film related to this was the film about the battle for Salamis. I don't know the name for it, but 300 people. There is something behind my back going on, and I said don't enter into my room while I'm recording, but no. This is the day for interruptions. No, okay, and in the film 300, they had 300 great Greek guys to defend Sparta, and they lost. And this is not the question. They were fighting very bravely, and they were all courageous and patriots and so on. But in the case of medieval legend about Mongolian troops and Kolvrat and the small city of Ryazan, there were 17 warriors, not 70. It was 17, like 10 and 7, and 10 and 7. fighting thousands and thousands of greatly equipped Mongolians, and they succeeded to back them off and to prolong the response of other Russian cities and so on. And this movie was done with such heart, such pleasure. It has great technical effects. Everything is fine. Everything is, maybe Black Panther is a bit better done, but I doubt that the story will be said so much from the heart. And the other part of the film I watched, I was so amazed how the 17 guys used every trick they could find to fight Mongolians, and they even used the local herbalist. And this could be perhaps one of the first tryings of chemical wars going on, or chemical battles, or biochemical battles. And I was amazed how the herbs can be used against the army, and they used every little trick. The second thing which was so inspired is that the bear is appearing in several moments in this movie, because the bear is the totem animal of the Russian tribe. Wolf is the totem animal of my tribe, but I was amazed that I said, "Oh, brother Russian bear." So I highly recommend for you to watch this film, not just to get bored or to see how the Russian movie industry is advanced now, on what level when it comes to technical moments and video effects and so on. No, 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 this is not the case at all. I want you to see this movie, to see how the poor but very clever guy can plan strategically his battle in the future, and how he can thrive over a greater enemy or opponent. And as the main character in this film, Ilya Molokov said, I wanted for many young guys to see this movie, boys by the age of 10, 11, 12, 30, 13, because they need the guidance how to be a man, how to learn to protect, how to have pride in them, because this is something which is lacking in today's worlds. Young boys are totally distracted with any kind of stupid uh, colorful lies around them, and they feel that this is not their truth, and their truth is the strength, the power, the honor they should feel inside of them, and this is something which should be nourished. And you will have a great recommendation for watching this movie, even if I'm a girl watching this. But going home, I remembered how this movie is related to the Sun Tzu, The Art of War, which is the book I'm going to recommend you right now. This is this Serbian edition, Sun Tzu, Umeće ratovanja, but this is The Art of War. This book is so thick. No, I'm kidding, because I used to read this thick books point 10 times, and this is nothing for me. These are all not, this is not all Sun Tzu's text. Sun Tzu text can be written in 20 pages the most. Just 20 pages. All other, this is history of Sun Tzu, and everything other is explanation of his moves and so on. And I marked these pages with little ears, I call them, like this, because there was something important on them is written for me. And when I need to remember, I just open this and I say, when there is no other alternative, they will fight. So make them the other alternative. So The Art of War, this is not intended just if you are into military arts and so on, and I think this is something which is obligatory for military academies and so on. This is a great book to read if you want to succeed in your marriage, in your businesses, if you want to reorient your brain, to refocus yourself toward your goals, if you have the idea, go through this book and dissect your idea through the steps of Lao Tzu's. You can see, I think in 2 videos I'm mentioning his idea that if your enemy is weaker than you are and you surround him from all sides, you can lose the battle. Why? Because he cannot run anywhere and he will fight until he wins or until he dies, because the death is certain thing for him. In those moments, small army or small enemy gains horrible strength, and Lao Tzu was aware of this, and they can turn the situation into their advantage and win. So be wise, even if you are a stronger, bigger army than he is or she is, just leave him or her a small path, a small trace where this person or this army or this problem can just walk away or disappear in honor. Don't surround him from the all sides. And in this case, your victory is assured 100%. Sun Tzu was the very interesting man because long time ago I heard a legend about him. Chinese emperor, one of the Chinese emperors, uh, had a problem with the armies and wars and everything in between, and Sun Tzu came. He was very young in those moments, and told him, "Oh dear emperor, I have the method to make your army work." And the emperor said, "Yay, you think so, and why should I believe you?" And Sun Tzu said, "Because I can make anyone, following my principles, anyone can, any formation can become a great army." And the emperor said, "Do you really think so?" And the Lao Tzu said, "Yeah." And the emperor said, "Oh, well, I have this great harem. These are my mistresses, 100 and somewhat women, and they are very lazy. They don't respect me. They laugh all the time and do what they want. No one can put them into discipline mode. Can you do your method on them? If you can do it with my mistresses, then I will let you to reorganize my army." And Sun Tzu said, "Yeah, right away, right away." So Sun Tzu just said, "Can I have? Will you give me a responsibility over them, and will you do whatever I ask you to do?" And the emperor said, "Yes." "Is this sure?" "Yes, it is." And Sun Tzu said, "Okay, ladies, gather here." And he picked the 2 oldest ladies from emperor's mistresses. This is called the harem. I don't know what's the exact translation in English, but in all Asia, when you say harem, you know what you mean. And a bunch of women for pleasure, private women. And he showed those 2 ladies what will they do with the swords. This was a simple choreography, and he taught them. They were doing this fine, and he said, "Okay, now you will do this. Every lady will get her sword, and you two will show the other ladies how to do with the swords." And they said, "He, yes." And the lesson about swordmanship began, and it was disaster. Emperor was watching there together with the Sun Tzu, and women were laughing and doing everything wrong deliberately, and they were joking and disrespecting and everything they could think about. And this ended, and the emperor turned to the Lao Tzu and said, "Now what?" And Lao Tzu said, "It's not over. Now bring me back those 2 oldest ladies." And he said, "When the army is not doing right, this is not because the army is wrong, but this is happening because the commanding officers are not giving a good example, or not leading the army the way they should. So kill those two ladies and we will resume with our exercises. And they say, what? And those two ladies were killed, and now he picked the next two ladies and showed them the magic trick with the swords. And from that moment on, all mistresses were doing swords perfectly well with a great discipline and so on. This is the power of motivation now, and from that moment on, Emperor gave the whole army into the hands of Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu became the most famous war or army philosopher and scientists, no, not scientists, but the man who's doing maneuvers, tactics, strategies, and so on, logistics, and he has covered it all sorts of fighting, all sorts of terrains, scenes, occasions, money, everything you need for your business plan, for instance, will be in this book. So read this book. When you are young, you will perceive this book on one way. 5 years later, you will perceive it on another way, and as you are growing up, you will find something new in this book and something inspirational in this book. You will perceive it in completely new way. No, don't tell me don't let me to repeat myself. So this is it for today. My recommendation for the Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and my recommendation for the Furious 2017, or Legend about Kolvrat, or Legenda o Kolvratu. Go and see it and you will be amazed how much they use the Lao Tzu's philosophy and techniques there. Okay, this is all. This is Kira. I love you all. Goodbye.